Before we start today's talk, we would like to mention that this episode of Humorous Henry is sponsored by water. Yes, just water in general. Not any specific brand, however Dasani is mighty fresh. If you would like water, you can go to www.waterisreallyawesome.com and use code Henry for a 10% discount. Or you can just do something about climate change if you want water as well. You make up your mind, but know that there's a better choice out of the two of those. Now, on to today's episode of Humorous Henry. Hello everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Humorous Henry. Thanks so much to everyone for joining me today, whether you're online or in the audience. Today's topic isn't as funny as usual, however. Today I'll be talking about climate change and its effects on the ocean. This is a great topic to talk about since I see we have a lot of new listeners. I find it to be a great icebreaker in conversations. If you do so happen to be watching for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and donate if you can, because it really helps out. Now that that's out of the way, let's dive into today's topic. If you are unaware as to what is going on in the world with climate change, though today I'm focusing on the ocean, then stick around to the end of this short podcast so that you too can be informed about these tragic events going on in the world. In fact, not only are the physical features of the ocean being affected, but also the species living within the ocean. Yes, I know, it is really bad. Climate change actually causes shifts in weather patterns, so an area of the ocean could be calm and then all of a sudden an intense storm could begin and destroy the habitats in that area. But that's not all. Because the marine life living in that area will have to either leave their homes or learn to adapt to their new surroundings, which can many times lead to death, since many species can't adapt quickly enough. That's right, death. There are two sides to every story, though, even climate change and how it affects the ocean. Today we have a guest speaker who believes climate change does more good than harm, and we'll be talking to them about their beliefs of this topic. But before we get into that, I'd like to say a word from our sponsor. Have you ever felt uncomfortable? In a social situation, it's unstoppable. Well, have I got a solution for you? Buy our face masks. They not only protect you from whatever viruses are going around these days, like cooties or something, but they also cover up your lips and whatever pimples and blisters you have in that area. Buy our premium face masks at www.cootiesAreArealThing.com. Like I was saying before the sponsor, we have a special guest here with us today. His name is Cambio Climatico? Cambio, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello there, Henry. Before I start, I'd like to thank you for having me on today's episode. My name is in fact Cambio Climatico, and I was born in the middle of the Pacific Ocean on a boat.
Interesting. Anyways, why don't you tell us why you believe climate change is actually good for the ocean?
I've done my research, and I was born in the ocean, so I know what I'm talking about. My statement, which is true I will say, is that over time climate change will cause the ocean to be able to suck up the CO2 in the air, which actually leads to the declining rates of climate change.
Yes, that is very good. Sadly, it would seem that today's episode is coming to a close. What is your opinion on today's topic? Does the weather patterns shifting and destroying environments outweigh the future intake of CO2 in the air to reduce climate change? Go tweet us at Humorous Henry with your opinion on climate change on the ocean. And as always, my name's Henry, and you have a fantastic rest of your day.